Napoleon Hill said, failure seems to be, he said, nature's plan. I say God's plan for preparing us for great responsibilities. But the successful failures are the ones that we take and we use it as a bounce off point. Those are the types of failures that really pay off. It might be a failure to you, it might be a flop. You might be applying for jobs and nobody's responding. You might feel totally unprepared as you go forward to land a job in the paralegal career as a beginner. It could be that you're really lost in general, and you might feel lost about, gosh, Leslie, I don't even know what type of job I want to work in, or I don't see anything I like out there, or you might feel like, oh, what have I made a mistake? And the thing is, it's a journey, and I went in with probably, gosh, 25, not even 25% certainty that I would be in this career. I had no idea. I had no idea. I knew very little about it. There wasn't a lot of information out there about it. Yes, there was a 2-year program at my local junior college, but they actually were not saying they would help me find work. And I found that really strange, really, really strange. So, and the person that was the head of that curriculum never worked a day in a law firm. And so that was strange as well. So that's red flags to me, big red flags. And I wondered if I could break in. And I was told by somebody at an employment agency, a big one in Tulsa, Oklahoma, that they couldn't place me. And I thought, and they were willing to place me as an assistant, executive assistant to a CEO. But I did not want to go that route, and I felt that that left me no room to have diversity, although it really could. But I just had, my mind set. And so when I worked through an agency and actually landed a job in a non-legal position, I was working a couple temporary jobs just to give me some time to see what I wanted to do. I ended up working for a corporation, and they hired me. I was actually second choice, and that first person bombed out, and they called me. That was one of the worst jobs I've ever held in my life. But to me, I look back, and it was a successful failure. It was made into a part-time job after just being there 6 months, because they didn't really need a full-timer. And I thought, well, I want full-time work. I don't want to drive 40 miles one way to this job and it just be part-time. That didn't make sense. So I looked at the legal field. But yes, did I hit walls? Yes, I hit walls, but I wouldn't give up. And along the way, I learned that I wasn't communicating properly in my cover letter. I could have prepared a little bit better for the job, but I knew nothing about it, and we didn't have the resources like we do now to find out. So when you're not getting a response to your cover letter, here's another successful failure that you can bounce off on or off of. That's telling you something. And I sat there in my makeshift office racking my brain, because for 3 weeks, even with experience, no one would hire me. No one would call me back. And I'm like, whoa, what have I done? What's wrong? And oh yeah, what's wrong with me? And all that. No, it was just, I had to change my strategies and really see the light. And the light bulb did go off after I received 2 calls from local attorneys. And they were just asking questions. And then the light bulb went off of what I was doing wrong and what I had to do to fix this. And so that was, even though for 3 weeks I sat there not getting a response, I was able to figure it out with their help. They didn't know they were helping me. And everything worked out. And so and California absolutely demands that, but the other 49 do not. You have to be familiar with what your state requires, okay? But you can still feel And I've had people say this to me, like even just last week, well, actually yesterday, that I feel unprepared for this. I don't feel I know what I'm supposed to be doing. So you can go in with just a high school diploma. You can go in with the 2-year program. You can go in with the certificate in 49 states. Put California over here because there are demands there. Okay? The other 49 don't exclude people, all right, who have put in the work and understand how to break in. And so there's a ton to learn on the job. Remember that. But you still need to get your foot in the door, right? And so we're going to have some intensives that are free where you can ask questions, and they're private. You know, they'll be on in a Facebook group that just for that intensive, and that way, you know, you have privacy to ask those questions. It's not public like this. Some people feel strange asking questions like that. And so that will be advertised just so we get people on board who are really struggling with this. And I'll put it in on YouTube as well, and you know, across all the social media platforms I'm on, Instagram, Paralegal Coffee Talk. There, you'll see that coming up. I'm putting it all together right now for you, so that this gives you what I call a leg up. This gives you a bounce off point. Maybe a light bulb will come on for you that will say, "Oh gosh, look what I've been doing." But that's your learning point. That's what I call, and I didn't coin this phrase, but a successful failure, a successful flop. Because when you turn and look at that and go, what have I learned from it? And me, I had to learn, what did I not like in that corporate job, that administrative assistant job at a corporation? There was a ton I didn't like. And I didn't want to put up with certain behaviors. I didn't want a toxic environment. I wanted work that I enjoyed doing. So I started writing down my requirements. That's important, okay? Because that means you're learning something from a toxic experience, a bad experience. That's a successful flop, successful failure. And you're going to take it and use it to the max. Okay, so let's get together in an upcoming intensive. Stay tuned, because I'm putting it together right now. There'll be several of these over the next months, and you'll have an opportunity where we can dig deep and not be fearful about asking questions, those things that are troubling you. You know, that, oh my gosh, I had 2 different people contact me that said they had tried for 6 years to get into this field and nobody would hire them, and that's because they didn't have experience. That is not the case, okay? That means that you're applying for the wrong jobs, or your cover letter stinks. They look at your resume for 15 seconds, okay? So that's not the thing, and that's where people flop. So we're going to talk and dig deep on that, okay? And no, I'm not going to review your resume and cover letter. So that's not going to happen in that intensive. We're going to talk about what you need to do to change some things, okay? And what the attorney really wants to see, and how to be more prepared, and how to get over these barriers, because that's what you need. So are you ready for that? You know, there'll be a wait list for the intensive, and I'll put that up shortly so that you'll get the email, you know, that says this is when it is, but you'll see advertisement as well, okay? But the wait list is helpful so that you don't miss out, because they won't be just put up there for everybody for months to watch, okay? So it's better that you're there live with me. And for a 3-day intensive, it's like an hour each night, and it'll be at 7 Eastern. And but I'm not sure what I'm doing yet. Or you are struggling with something right now, and you want to share that, you know, in the comments below, or you want to share it via email, where I can think about doing, you know, an intensive on that or include it in the ones I'm doing, that topic, then just email me at paralegalcoffeetalk@yahoo. You know, I love getting your feedback because I want to do intensives that help you, okay? Not that satisfies me. So that's the most important thing. So think about this topic, your struggles, your concerns. They're valuable to me. They're important to other people as well, because there are many of you struggling with the same concerns. And it's important that we solve them. We're paralegals after all. And paralegals solve questions and issues and are the people in the workplace that do this. But it's also, all of this that I just talked about is easily solvable. Okay? Easily solvable. So let's discuss and do more than a coffee talk. We'll do an intensive, and I'll be getting back with you, letting you know when that's happening. And have a great day. Don't forget to go to the website and look at the Paralegal Resources Hub. That's for beginners, and it's under paralegalcoffeetalk.com, and sign up for the hub. Totally free info in there. Lots of great questions in there you can answer as well. There's like it's not really a quiz, it's just questions. Some really great videos in there for you that aren't published anywhere else. So be sure you go to paralegalcoffeetalk.com and look at the hub right now. It won't be up forever. So go look and give me some feedback in the questions that I ask. I love hearing from you. And that's a very private place to answer those questions as well. No one else sees them. So have a good one, and I'll talk to you in the next video. Bye.